Hi, it's me again, Tsukuyomu, and I just got so many questions about how the sheet and complaining that I didn't or haven't explained it correctly or detailed enough. So I decided to remake this video and let's just begin. So basically, how this build works, the core mechanism is just a barrier invocation loop together with a pyromantic pact. So basically, we know the barrier invocation tells us that every 5 point damage we take on our shield, we get 1 point energy, and every 0.1 second of the base cast time of a spell, it will consume 10 energy of the barrier invocation to cast. And just quick summary, as because it seems somehow that the comet is bugged. It actually for comet it consumes like 300 energy to cast one comet. And so like said, if we have 300 energy, we can cast a comet. And here comes the core part, the pyromantic part from the Infernalist Ascendancy. The pyromantic pack will replace our mana pool with the Infernal Flame, and make all our spells using Infernal Flame instead of the mana. And this Infernal Flame gauge is somehow you can think that is like infinite mana pool, but we do get one drawback. Every time we fill up our Infernal Flame gauge, we take damage, which is a fire damage equal to our maximum life plus our maximum energy shield. So this damage we can use because it's not true damage. It will go first on hit our energy shield first, and if we use this one to charge our barrier invocation and make it get exactly the energy we need to cast the next comet, and if each barrier invocation cast using comet can fill up our infinite gauge again, we can make the loop work infinitively. So now the question, how can we sustain the damage? First, we increases our maximum fire resistance, so we take less damage. Like we usually, if we have capped fire resistance, it's 75%. So we only take 25% of the sum of our maximum life and energy shield. If we further improve it, push it towards like 80% or even more, we get less damage. And so we can control it, how many damage we take, and we just calculate the number of the comets we want to cast should should be filled with the damage we taken together with the energy gain modifier from the passive tree and the jewels, also from the barrier invocation itself. So this is the core concept. So next, let me show you because the calculation is very complicated or not that easy and straightforward. It's related to min-maxing and multiple step calculating. I've prepared a spreadsheet which linked below in the pinned comment for you to put together the build much easier. The next I'll show you how we can use the sheet to make the build from scratch ourselves. Let's begin. So first things first, you just click the link I linked on the comment and make a copy of it. In order to do that, you do need to log into your Google account. If you don't have one, please create one. And you simply click create a copy. Let's wait a bit. So now the copy is made. You might notice that several things like the checkbox are all gone. So what we next need to do is, in order to make it much easier, we use the edit insert and the checkbox. We just use it like this. It will warn us that some Exile function will lose. It doesn't matter. We make it for everything, every checkbox, every true and false, which are the checkbox boxes. So this, I'm sorry that I'm using the Chinese version of the interface, but now we have our sheet. I cleared intended every information, so I won't make you confused. Let's just take a look up about the sheet. So basically, here is a character information where you just put in your character level, the strength after fully equipped, the dexterity and intelligence. These two doesn't really matter because it doesn't really matter about the calculation for the energy gain. But here are the campaign rewards. You can just check it for in-game, like, sorry, this one at Act 1, you click Mana, and here you get 20 plus 20 to maximum life. If you have got it, then just check it. And Cruel Act 1, at the same place, you get 8% increased maximum life. If you done this side quest, you check the checkbox. And at the X3, from Elixir, Venom Elixir rewards, you can choose between all attributes, extra chaos resistance. I just choose the extra chaos resistance. If you don't, or you don't know which you choose, it's totally okay. It's just only as a reference, so you can preview your resistance states, and totally not related to the final result, what we are concerning. Here is a very quick and not non-perfect version of an equipment simulator, where should once the passive build, the POB comes out, should be replaced by the POB calculation. Here you just put in your gear information once you're fully equipped. And I'll talk about the means heart and the ghost wire later. And here you just count it from your passive tree. If you copied my tree from on the max roll, you do not need to modify anything. Despite you use the blasphemy tree, which have to change this one from -7% to -4%. Also, if you don't sure or you don't know how you can count it, you can simply use a macro planner, which will make it for you. Will count it for you. Let's just show you very quick. For instance, I just make it here, here, and here, 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 here. You click the stats, it will tell you you get plus 20 to maximum energy shield, which then you just put it here, 20%. And sorry, this one we also get. And we got this one. So, and plus 333% increased maximum energy shield. And you put it here. And if we have our, also have our passive set up like the usual one, you got 7% reduced maximum life, which is also already put in here. And that's it. So here you can check it, double check it, once the maximum life and the maximum energy shield, once you put together all your gears, you input it here. If it differs, if the margin is very large compared showed here, the value here showed, the margin is very large compared to your in-game data, you can force override it using the cells here. And here you can preview your all resistance, elemental resistance. If you got non-naked, you got less. Maybe you haven't taken the reward from the campaign because you get plus 20% or elemental resistance from campaign. Okay, and here is the maximum mana, which I said it is related because we want our cast number of casts of comets consume exactly over a bit more than or more than our maximum available mana or the infernal flames in order we can trigger the self damage to ourselves. And here you just input your fire resistance, which if you didn't take any jewels or runes that increases your fire resistance, should be at 75%. And here you just put in your gem level about the barrier invocation and the quality. For me, I just suggest that you can use the 18 level 18 and 20 quality. And the Comet info is just once you transform into your common demon form. Let me just show you. Once I transform into the demon form, because demon form gives us, in my case, +6 to all spirit levels gain granted, I get it +6 here. So the total level at the end should be 19 plus 6, 25. I change it here, and if you followed my guide on the max roll, you should activate the spell echo, which is here. And if you, in addition, use the magnified effect, you can also check this box here. For these are the passive points where we get from these trees, this part, and this part, which is used for fine-tuning. Sorry, I got 1 point mistakenly wrong. It should be here, sorry. And if you copied my tree, for you should check them all. And here is the most important part, because we have said we need to adjust our meta skill energy gain in order we can boost the energy gain we get through hurting ourselves to reach the amount we needed to cast the number of the comet we need. For instance, 1 comet per barrier invocation, 2 comet casts per barrier invocation will consume 600 energy, and 3 comets per barrier invocation will consume exact 900 energies. So we need to amplify our energy gain, flat energy gain, which is the damage taken divided by 5 with our barrier invocation base energy gain, the energy gain we got from our passive tree, and if needed, we also need some sapphires, which has this mod meta skills gains 5 to 15 increased energy to boost it. And here is just a quick self check telling you if your maximum mana can fulfill the requirement to make the loop work for the related comets per cast. Here is another self-check reference. You can see how you damage yourself each time and the ignite damage you take over time every second. And if you spam it, meaning you hold the button, how much damage you take every second. And here you can again just simply put in the information showed here. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, because it's not activated. I have nothing, but it is here. You just put in your real value, your final value after fully equipped in this box, and it will tell you whether your loop will work. And here is for the extreme situation, which I'll explain later. And this is just quick check if your flask gives you enough recovery to spam it. Okay, so let's begin. Basically, I have nothing equipped, and my passive tree is the same, exact the same as we have. I've showed you on the max roll. So I just prepare some equipment which is completely different to my to the showcase I've showed before. So we can calculate and make it balanced again from beginning. First, we have to input our, we have to equip our values, or no, sorry. First, we input our character information. I'm level 92 Infernalist, so I put 92 here because I know that I've none of the increased strength here, and this strength should be the final strength I have. I put a 12 here, and these two I'll just leave it, or I just put it in here, 198. And as I showed, I got a 20 maximum life, 8% increased max life, and 10% chaos resistance rewarded. So I check both all these three. If you are not the case, simply uncheck it. So now we just put on our start to input our gear information. I have the helmet, which is the trash I just find from my minion build backup. It has 206 energy shield, so you put 206 energy shield here, and it has 41 maximum life, and we put 41 maximum life here. It has 37 code resistance, we put 7 code resistance here, and it doesn't have any other part here. So we put it on, and we start to input our Ghostwire target rope, which has 154 maximum energy shield, 154, and it currently has no other states except the 33% of the chaos resistance. And here in this column, we put in our value for the Ghostwire reduced maximum life, or the maximum life converted to energy shield. In this case, we have 50%, so we put in 50% here and put it on. The next, we just put on our gloves, which I have to use the old one because otherwise I won't have enough dexterity for Alchemist Bloom, which I indicated on the max row that you need to sustain longer for your flasks when you are facing a long boss fight. So this one I have 166. I have 166 energy shield, no maximum life, 40% cold resistance, 31% lightning resistance, no chaos resistance, and no elemental resistance. I put it on. The next is that we should put in our boost information. I have 173 energy shield, so I put 173 energy shield. We have no maximum life here, but 40% fire resistance and 22% chaos resistance. So here we put in 40%, and chaos resistance we put 22. Now the belt, we have 25% fire resistance. We put 25 fire resistance and 22 cold resistant here. We have no maximum life, and we can put it on. The next is the ring. The ring is just no matter the order, but I prefer to put in our Ming's Heart Amist ring first. So basically I have 11% chaos resistance, which is 11 here. And for this mode, the reduced maximum life, we just put in the same row column as the Ghostwire. It will internally computed different separately, but I just mean here to save your time, save some space and put them together. So we have 26%, and we put 26%, and in my case I have 29% reduced global defense. I put it here. And I have my ring, which is again no maximum life, no energy shield, but it has 33 lightning resistance. Sorry, wrong place. 33 lightning resistance. So 14% all elemental resistance, no reduced maximum life, and nothing. Our emulate, I have 37 to maximum life. I put it 37 maximum life to it. And I have 30% fire resistance. And I put it on. Now we just check if the value here, showed here, differed largely to our in-game data. So it says we have 464, 6 maximum life once fully equipped with the gear we put in here. We have 466 life, and it says we have 5,558 energy shield, which matches in this case, so we do not need to override it. And it says it shows green because we have our maximum fire resistance capped, we have our cold resistance capped, the lightning resistance is not capped, so this shows that you might want to put some rooms here to cap your lightning resistance. But it's just an action, and I don't want to put it here. You can just make it yourself and just show you what you can still do, and which also correct reflects the in-game data we see here. Okay, so let's move on. Now we have to input our Infernal Flame, which is in this case 908, and we put 908 here, and our maximum fire resistance, as we currently has 0 gear that increases our maximum fire resistance, we just input the value here, which is 75%. And we don't use Hair Hunt, we are not on the showground, it is just there so you can preview how your energy and your loop will get messed up once you stand on the showground or you got shocked. The Barrier Invocation information we have already imported because I used an level 18 one with 20% quality, which is this one here, and the 25 level because I've just showed you, which is this one here. So we transform into the demon form. Make sure that you are in demon form. Pop your demon form first, please, and read it from your panel. If you have the corrupted level on your Comet, as GGG indicated, the corrupted level on gems are not applied currently. They will be fixed next time. If once it got fixed, you should count it together into your final level, but now just ignore it. So we have 25 level on our demon form Comet, and we're using spell echo, no magnified effect, and we have all the energy gain nodes here allocated. So we make sure that we checked all the checkboxes here. And now here it is what we worry about. It says we need minus 22% increase total increased meta skill gain energy from Sapphire. So it means we have 22% too much. What we can do is, as we said before, the damage taken or the energy gain is directly related to the damage we take, which is again reduced by our fire resistance. In order we can increase our energy gain desire or reduce our energy gain desire, we can either increase our sum of the maximum life or the energy shield, or we can also simply increase our maximum fire resistance, so we take less damage per cast. Usually I really suggest you to get this one against the darkness, which if you put it here gives you 3% energy gain, and it can also give you other resistance attributes and every other things, and it costs like 2 or 3 divines, which I really recommend to get one. So in our case, we do not want to take that much damage because the damage taken here, the 5,506, will make us much sensitive to the damage we're taking during fights. So we actually want to reduce this value if we have negative energy gain recommended here. So what I do next is I try to preview it if it makes it better, because we know we get 3% once against the darkness time loss diamond put in this place. We have 3% more, so we can get like 78% fire resistance, and we put it here. So we have now 78%, and it suggests that we only need 5% of the energy gain from Sapphire. What we do the next is we just jump to this cheat sheet to hunt gears and use the Sapphire link. Click it here. And click show filters. Here we just limited it to the number we want. So in our case, it says 5%, and we just search and 5% one. You see, we got a bunch of suggested one that are all 5%. We can just whisper one guy in game to buy. So now we have our 5%. Let's just insert it into our dual socket and test it. First, we transform into demon form and cast as much frostbite or the hypothermia as we needed. And you see there's a little bit error what I did here, which gives us about 1% less. If it happens, because it doesn't cost that much, you just buy one with 1% more. Let's just search it. So you see it's cheap, very cheap again. And let's just skip it, cut the wait time and the trade time. So now I have just bought one that gives us 6% meta skill gain, and just be aware, because the maximum energy shield will affect the energy gain we get and the energy gain we need to get. So if you're buying this, try to avoid the jewels that has the maximum energy shield on it. So we have this. In this case, 5% is not enough. We just bought a 6% one, and we just wasted like 40 exodes, and we test it again. So now we have 2 Barrier Invocation in our case, and 66%. We just tap cast it once to see if we get enough energy back, and if we can loop. You see, I just tap it once, and I have again 2 Barrier Invocation, and I can just keep it going. So the next step is to use the quick self check here and input in our values, which is in this case 127. And it shows that we can loop. Okay, and here shows the extreme situation. The extreme situation is just like that because we said the number of casts of the comets should fill up our entire Infernal Flame gauge. And as you see that my energy went from, after one cast, from 66% to 67%. I can just show you again. I keep casting. It jumped to 68%. So once it means we have some energy overflow, which is normal because it's very hard to get the perfect 600 energy each cast, each loop. So we definitely have a bit more energy each cast. So sometime once it will reach the 100%, which means 900 energy, and we will cast 3 barrier invocation comets per barrier invocation instead of 2, which will fill up our Infernal Flame exactly 1.5 times and makes that 50% of our Infernal Flame left there, because we fill it every time with the 2 comet casts, the 100%. So the 50% we got from this 3 casts left over, and at the next time we got our 100% hit the 100% energy, we cast it again and we fill up our Infernal Flame twice in single cast. And this means we take double the damage at such short time as we do usually. And this is the extreme situation comes, and why most of you just die. The more energy overflow you get, the more frequent the extreme the faster you reach 100%, the more often extreme situation happens to you, and the more easier you die. Let me just show you one. If I just put in an 15% and with extra maximum energy shield, or maybe I have a 15%. If I have one, sorry, just give me a little bit time. So if we put instead a 15%, what we need was 6%, so we have 9% more. What will happen, just let me show you. We have 0%, we get 69%. Next cast, we have 72%, which means we got about 3% more energy every cast, and it means every 10 casts we got 100% energy, and we get 1 extreme case, and every second 100% we will suffer the extreme case and hurt ourselves twice, so that we'll die. That is why I made this sheet, to help you get the exact value without wasting too many currencies experimenting. So we're good in this case if we have the 6% one, and we're good to go. So we have the minimum overflow, and that's it, how it works. So the next, we just check whether if our flask can cover our self damage. Check it here. I have prepared it for you. You can quickly check it, but do note, if you use belt like the utility one, maybe I find one. Yeah, this one, or you using ingenuity, thinking that you can get it better, which is also utility belt. 20% flask recovery applied instantly will kill yourself, because if it heals our shield to maximum, it will cancel all the heal over time effect and make us has no energy shield recovery, and so it kills ourselves. Okay, so, and it also effectively reduce your flask recovery by 20% than estimated recovery here using the sheet. So because we are not using utility belt, we can just use the sheet, and we just simply input our flask information here. I have 2,197, so I put it here, 2,970, 197, and if you copied the passive tree, you have exact these three passive already allocated. It's the soul bloom here, the potent concoctions here, and the oasis here. Check them, and now we have to read the value from our character sheets. We simply press C and scroll down to the flask here, panel here. We got our life amount modifier 75% and life recovery rate modifier, which is only from the hard to kill annotation on our flask. And which is very important, you have to notice this one. And the 16% from the belt, which is also very precious. You only get it from the belt and this annotation. So we have 56%. We put it as 56% here. And the life amount modifier, which is 75%, we put the 75% here. And here comes the interesting one, big part, because GGG do not calculate this point here for us. So we have to count it ourselves. We have 30% increased life and mana recovery from flasks from the passive tree. And in my case, I still inputted 2 of the runes, which gives us 10% each extra increased life and mana recovery from flasks. In this case, we just calculated it's 30% plus 20%. We're putting 50% here. And just make sure that you got the herbalism support activated on one of your aura, which in my case, I'll use the Alchemist Boom. Make sure it is activated and check this box. Here is the estimated life energy shield recovery we get. So it says it suggests that it's estimated that we got about 6.2k. Let's just verify it in game. We damage ourselves once and we pop a flask, 6.2k. It might be a little bit less or a little bit more. It just doesn't matter as long as it no larger than 200 per second. And here's a reference, you just ignore it. And here is a referential recovery simulation. It says if we hold down our button, in this case, we spam it, we cannot recover ourselves from the 2 comment loop, which means if we spam it, we are kill ourselves. Let's just test it. Yes, I'm drinking potion, and I'm still killing myself. So what we can do as the next is we just put in emeralds with 15% recovery, increased life recovery from flask to boost our flask a little bit further. I put in 1, 2, 3 here, and we read our value again. So now we have 118 here. So let's just correct it. It's no longer 75. We had just 118. And now it goes green, means that we can spam it. Let's test it. Okay, let's start it. You see, my energy shield can now sustain. It's still a little bit dangerous because we just hit ourselves with a part, and it also very sensible to the internet connection issues, but you see that we can spam it. So it basically it. This is how you can put together the synths to work. And just one more quickly information. You guys know that we lose our maximum life every second and increase it increased, or each stack of demon flame related to our maximum life, and this is how and we cannot stay long enough in the demon form. And this is another point why I said you need the life recoup, damage taken recouped as life, because the pyromantic pack damage can be used to trigger our life recoup to give us enough life regen. As you just noticed, I've only 40 life regen per second. I now transform into it, and each time I cast Comet, I hurt myself, so I get 23% of the damage I taken recouped as life regen in the next 8 seconds, and if I cast it fast enough, these recovery stack into a high level, and that's how we can sustain long enough in demon form. So I guess that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video can help you understand how to use the key to treasure hunt your jewels and make your build work. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.